What's up with the squad? Back with another video. Y'all seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. This is Randy Fine. It says right here that Governor Tim Walz, in fact, of what he said right here, is that he's going to jail. Said you're sickening, and when we are done, you will be in jail. Said good, the country needs this, and traitors must FAFO, and that's true. When it comes down to Tim Walz, Jacob Fry, for sure. Let's check it out right here. Tim Walz says.
Minnesota and our local law enforcement, as you have seen, have done everything possible to de-escalate. Local media has reported extensively.
How have you done everything possible when you have had two individuals that have, the first one, tried. We ain't gonna talk about the past. We're just talking about, the last couple weeks that have tried, one using a vehicle, and then another with having not only a handgun, but having two magazines on them. Right. Or let's talk about the individual that stole and took a rifle out of a government, vehicle. There's multiple things. Or individuals throwing rocks. Or bottles of ice. I'm telling y'all.
On the cooperation to de-escalate this situation. Donald Trump, I call on you once again. Remove this force from Minnesota. They are sowing chaos and violence. We've seen deadly violence from federal agents again and again and again. But in contrast to that, on these frozen streets, what you witnessed yesterday was the best of Minnesotans, peacefully exercising their First Amendment rights. And I attended in the church basement hundreds of Minnesotans from all faith packing care packages for families that have been ripped apart. Despite the horrific acts by this federal government, Minnesotans are standing up for the rule of law. They're protesting loudly and urgently, but peacefully. It must stay that way, Minnesota.
Definitely insane, y'all. Tell y'all, it's definitely insane. The way that he's putting things, and then the way that they never take accountability for their actions whatsoever. Telling y'all. It says right here, this is Attorney General Pam Bondi, that they've sent a strong letter today to Tim Walz. And they said they've been working on this letter for a while. And I know for a fact that, things aren't looking good, not only for Mayor Fry, but Tim Walz as well. Check it out.
Rape, homicide, manslaughter. That's who they're trying to protect in Minnesota. I do not understand these people. We sent Governor Walz a very strong letter today.
And I believe I have the video of these individuals that she named at the beginning of this video, and I'll go back to it by the end of the video.
We had been working on this letter. We got it out saying that he better support President Trump. He better support the men and women in law enforcement, because if he doesn't, we are. And that's what we're doing right now.
Were there any consequences in this letter?
Well, we'll see. This is fluid. Let's see how Governor Walz responds. Let's see what he does based on this, based on what's happening right now. But this administration is going to support the citizens. We're going to support our great men and women in law enforcement.
Definitely. I'm here for it. Pretty crazy, pretty wild. Says this can't be said enough. Tim Walz literally called again, like I showed in the last video, and said, and speaking on Civil War. Check this out.
When things looked really bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863. And I think now we may be in that moment that the nation's looking to us to hold the line on democracy.
Definitely insane, y'all. Definitely insane. Says right here, Governor Tim Walz has demanded Trump admin hand over the Border Patrol shooting investigation to Minnesota investigators instead of the feds leading it. Says never in a million years, do not let them taint this information, because again, and I'm not saying this just, for, to say that this isn't going to happen, this, that, and the other. I know for a fact that they're going to change things around just based off of the way, the way they're not taking accountability. They're not taking accountability whatsoever.
The justice system will have the last word on this. It must have the last word. As I told the White House in no uncertain terms this morning, the federal government cannot be trusted to lead this investigation. The state will handle it, period. It's just
Pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely pretty wild. Definitely pretty crazy. Definitely pretty sad when it comes down to it. I'm not gonna lie. It's Chrissy Nome right here, standing up for Border Patrol and saving America. Let's protect them at all costs. Check it out.
Protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct and to assault law enforcement officers. We saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and a rampant assault began, and even an HSI officer agent's finger was bitten off. Crowd control measures were deployed to bring safety to the public and to law enforcement at the scene. And once again, I want to remind everybody that this situation and this tragedy did not have to happen. Our law enforcement are doing everything that they can to protect the public. Of protesters.
I'm telling y'all, man, it's definitely sad, you know, that this whole situation, like I said in my last video, I truly just don't understand on why whatsoever, you know, they're not taking accountability and going through this. And all they gotta do, hey, y'all need to go home. It's too much going on. We have too many things going on. They're causing all this. Tim Walz, Mayor Fry is definitely on them. Check it out.
Let me just get your initial thoughts.
And this is the video that I was talking about, y'all.
Of what's happened here in Minneapolis in the last couple of hours.
Well, why this has happened in Minneapolis is because you have a mayor, you have a governor who has declared Minneapolis a sanctuary city, saying, bring your worst of the worst to Minneapolis. You're invited here. We will protect you. Aisha, these are the arrests. These are just the arrests that ICE has been making. And that's why Donald Trump has ICE in Minneapolis to protect the citizens. Sodomy of a boy, strong arm robbery. Sexual assault, sodomy of a girl under the age of 16. Rape, 12-year-old girl. Strong arm, rape, ag assault. Convicted rape, child fondling. These are all...
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not smiling at the simple fact of this, and I don't even do this in video or check my phone. I'm always looking at my notes. But I don't know if y'all know Retro Steph. I don't know if y'all watch UFC. I'm really big on UFC. But this guy here, I'm not even going to lie. Retro Steph, if y'all don't know who Retro Steph is, please go subscribe to him. He just sent me something that's completely insane. But definitely apologize for that, y'all.
12-year-old girl. Strong arm, rape, ag assault. Convicted rape, child fondling. These are all the illegals that Joe Biden was letting into our country. And they were all going to Minneapolis because the mayor, the governor, the AG, they were protecting them. And Donald Trump is going to protect the citizens of our country.
Let me just...
One thing about it, definitely, you know, when it comes down to it, anytime a situation like this happens, anytime, you know, you have, again, just like, you know, what happened with Renee Good, they fixed their mouth to blame President Trump for the actions that they could have. You had President Trump, you know, wanting to send the National Guard. And of course, you know, you have these individuals that's not listening. Tim Walz, you know, wanted to go and sue. He wanted to, you know, not deal with the National Guard, not, you know, and that right there just, it makes me mad when it comes down to it. It truly makes me mad, you know, that they never take that accountability, especially having these individuals. Their main focus is, again, to get these individuals. Obviously, they have individuals that do not, you know, are illegal, that don't belong, you know, in the United States. But then again, you have these criminals, horrible criminals that are doing, you know, these insane things, you know, when it comes to not only, you know, individuals in the United States, but children even. And you have people that are supporting, you know, what Tim Walz and Mayor Fry, you know, I truly don't get that whatsoever. Check it out right here. Grapevine Vino.
At 9:05 a.m. Central Standard Time, as DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis against an illegal alien, Jose Huerta Chuma. You can see this illegal alien on the screen to my left and right. That is Jose Huerta Chuma, whose criminal history includes domestic assault to intentionally inflict bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license. During this operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted. Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots. Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, but the subject was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Then, about 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement. Crowd control measures have been deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement. This situation is evolving, and more information is forthcoming. The officer was highly trained and had been serving as a Border Patrol agent for 8 years. The officer has extensive training as a range safety officer and less lethal officer.
Like I've said before, the facts are important when it comes down to it. The facts are very, very important when it comes down to it. As y'all know, when it comes to Tim Walz, when it comes to Mayor Frey, anybody that speaks on, when it comes down to, these guys, they don't give out all the facts. And when you don't give out all the facts, especially to individuals that already don't pay attention, I've actually seen a post. The post said, it was a post, and the post said, dang, I'm really mad that I can't find it. Let me see if I can find it. I literally just seen it. But this post says here, give me 2 seconds, y'all. And y'all gonna be like, oh, well, yeah, that's exactly what that means. If I can find it right quick. Here we go. I'm mad about something I've never researched. That right there just goes to show you. It goes to show you everything. It goes to show you everything when it comes down to it. You mad about something. You support something you ain't even researched. Truly insane. Truly insane. Says this new Newsmax says Border Patrol Commander Greg Marvino says Saturday that the Minneapolis man unalive by the Border Patrol agent had approached agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, and that the matter looks like the situation where the individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Seeing how this individual had 2 magazines and a handgun on person, so it's very, very it gives that. Why go there? First of all, the weather's bad. Let's start off there. The weather's bad, all across almost. And to see, and we in Indianapolis, and it's already started. But, outskirts. To see these individuals that are causing all this, that's doing this, and again, I can put that blame on these individuals, but I also put that blame on Tim Walz as well as Mayor Frey because of the things that they're doing. And it's just sickening. It's very, very sickening. Very sickening. And I just don't understand. We having that person's attention, even though it didn't happen, and they didn't let it happen, you still have it to where this individual of kind of knowing of what he's going. I'm pretty sure he didn't have ID on him. He did have a handgun as well as 2 magazines. I mean, you do the math. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.